good stuff right there. So if your business is in it to win it, win with Shopify. Start your free trial today at shopify.com/win.
Adam Schefter here for Vivid Seats, your ultimate destination for all your sports and concert needs this summer. With a game-changing rewards program and an unbeatable selection of tickets, they make it easy for every fan to watch their favorite teams and players in action. Catch every home run and thrilling comeback in person from your favorite seat. Plus, every ticket is backed by a 100% buyer guarantee, giving you peace of mind with every purchase. Visit VividSeats.com or download the app today. Vivid Seats, the official ticketing partner of ESPN.
Coming up on SportsCenter all night.
The Pacers and Thunder play for the Larry O'Brien Trophy.
Shai Gilgeous-Alexander from the left, stops on a dime, left high post, jumper good. SGA with 12 points.
KD is heading to Houston.
If you're as close as they are, that's exactly what you need, a great player.
LSU tries to win their 8th national championship.
That ball lays into left field. It gets down. Brown is in. Jones hits third. He's coming in.
Plus, the top 2 teams in the NL East go at it in Philly.
Sosa with a drive right center field. This is deep. And this ball is out of here.
From the worldwide headquarters of ESPN, this is SportsCenter all night on ESPN Radio and on the ESPN app. Now, here's Jay Reynolds.
Championship Sunday, usually right before the Super Bowl. SportsCenter all night, ESPN Radio, the ESPN app, Sirius XM Channel 80. We didn't have the AFC and NFC action this weekend. We did, however, have the Men's College World Series and the NBA Finals. If there was a common thread between the two, each saw a significant moment in the first. Baseball on the way, but that moment in the NBA?
Nembhard kicks it out. Toppin. Good contest from Dort. Halliburton falls down. He looks hurt. Here comes SGA the other way. Inside, and Williams throws it down. Halliburton's hurt right away when he fell. Of course, that sprained calf. He's in pain. So emotional. It's the right calf right away. He knew he was in trouble.
Mike Brain with the call on ABC. Pacers Thunder playing Game 7 in Oklahoma City. Tyrese Halliburton had hit three three-pointers early, but suffers an Achilles injury midway through the first. More on him coming up. But despite losing him, Pacers were up 1 at the half. Third quarter.
Another offensive rebound. Lou Dort coming to his left, gives it to Gilgeous-Alexander. Back to the basket, going to back down Nesmith, who had some foul trouble in the first half. Passes out with 5 to shoot to Dort. Now with 3, lost it momentarily. A long 3 between the rings, and he hits it! It was a sky-scraping 3 from 30 feet away. SGA finally gets a 3 to untie it, 59-56 Thunder. Inbound to SGA, baseline right against Nembhard. Bumps, jump passes. Here's a three-pointer. Holmgren buries it and pumps his fist on a right side 3.
You can absolutely see the relief on Chet Holmgren's face to see a 3 go down.
In possession, SGA from the right. Steps back, now spins by Nembhard. Passes out to the wing. It's a three-pointer up and missed by J-Dub, and it goes in. In and out and back in again. And the largest lead grows here in Game 7 on a 9-0 Thunder run. Alex Caruso will inbound. 35 seconds left in the third. To Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. Drives on Nembhard. Lifts from 13. Jumper no good. Tapped up and in by the big man Hartenstein.
Isaiah Hartenstein's had a wonderful game. He's got 7 points, but he's got 9 rebounds and 4 assists, Kesty.
Oklahoma City would have 34 points in the third quarter, 18 of them off turnovers. Thunder would lead by as much as 22. Pacers did cut it to 10 in the fourth quarter, but OKC never really tested.
And that's it. The first title of the OKC era is complete. one of the youngest rosters in recent memory, has just completed one of the finest seasons in NBA history. The Oklahoma City Thunder have their first championship, and they're the 2025 NBA champions.
Young roster, but still old enough to pop the champagne. Mark Kestisher called it here on ESPN Radio with PJ Carlissimo. Thunder 103-91 in Game 7. The Thunder get their first NBA title in the OKC era, which started in 2008. 84 wins this season. Thunder 19-2 following a loss this season, including the regular season and playoffs. Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, fifth player with at least 20 points and 10 assists in a Finals Game 7, and a result in a title and the Finals MVP.
Feels amazing. So much weight off my shoulders. So much stress relieved. Like, no matter what, like, you go into every night wanting to win, and sometimes it just doesn't go your way. And tonight could have been one of those nights, but we found a way. I'm so proud of this group. I wouldn't have rather done it with any other group in the world. It feels good to be a champion. Coming off of Game 6, I obviously had a lot more turnovers than assists. That's not a recipe for a win, and I wanted to do whatever it took tonight to get a win. So whether that was me playing in space or it was them not letting me play in space and some of my teammates open, just trying to make the right basketball play, and do whatever it takes to win at the end of the night, and I got enough done.
SGA becomes the fourth player to win the scoring title, NBA MVP, and NBA title in the same season, joining Michael Jordan, who did it 4 times, Shaq, and Kareem Abdul-Jabbar.
It's hard to believe that I'm part of that group. It's hard to even fathom that I'm that type of basketball player sometimes. As a kid, you dream, and every kid dreams, but you don't ever really know if it's going to come true. And I'm just glad and happy that my dreams have been able to come true, and that's a thank you to everyone that's been in my corner that's helped me get here. I wouldn't be able to have done without them. They know exactly who they are. So, yeah, it's a win for the family.
SGA, 32.7 points per game during the regular season. That's the most in a title-winning season in NBA history. Thunder outscored their opponents as a team by 1,247 this season, including the regular season and playoffs. Best point differential in a season in NBA history. ESPN analyst Chiney Ogwumike.
These fans have been through some things. I was there in Oklahoma City, and they are passionate about their squad. Now, the original Big Three in Oklahoma City, honestly, I grew up with them. They're all going to be Hall of Famers: Kevin Durant, Russell Westbrook, James Harden. But this group right here did something that those guys didn't. They brought it home. They brought a banner. They're getting bling. They're getting those huge rings. To me, it's truly inspiring. And they go as their leader goes. SGA, speaking of the Big Three, at the age of 26, what has he done? 3-time NBA All-Star, 3-time All-NBA. If you think about it, an MVP, a Western Conference Finals MVP, a Finals MVP, a scoring title leader. Like, the list goes on and on. He's 26. Now you go to another member, 24 or below, 23, J-Dub. We saw him, the word that Jaylen Brown said when the Celtics were pursuing a championship, graduate in real time. He had some trials and tribulations with his three-point shot earlier off in the playoffs. He learned how to be unguardable. I came into the series saying, all right, OKC has one unguardable player in SGA. Now they had two. His size, his fortitude, his ability with the ball, and last but not least, their bread and butter is defense. Chet Holmgren, he sort of knew, all right, my offense might come and go, but I can be that force at the rim. He gave them so much energy in that rim protection. So now they have a new Big Three that did something that no one else has done before in the city. They got it. They sealed the deal. And to me, it's truly inspiring.
And they do it with defense. 8th game this postseason with at least 25 points off turnovers. Thunder had double-digit steals in the 5th game of this series. ESPN analyst Tim Legler.
We saw it all the way through the month of November. They had a recipe for what they did to you when they were playing their best, and it was turn up the heat defensively, pressure all over the floor, overplay passing lanes, chase and rake, as I like to tell Scott, when they don't give up pursuit of a ball handler, and then turning those turnovers into points. Fitting that Oklahoma City won a championship because that's exactly what they did in the third quarter. That was the moment that turned this game after an incredibly resilient first half out of the Pacers. Once Halliburton went down, the third quarter flipped this game on its head, and it was done again with the same exact recipe they've used all year long. Convert turnovers into points. It's a food source for them offensively, and they got back to it again in this game.
I was amazed that the Pacers were able to steady themselves after what happened. What was your reaction in real time?
He put this entire building on notice where he was at mentally in this game, and I think what it did was gave his team an incredible amount of confidence to start this game, because in a Game 7, you're not sure where the three-point shooting is going to come from. You know it's critical in any type of game like this because there's so much pressure on shot making from outside. He let everybody know he's here tonight, and you were thinking Tyrese Halliburton is about to do something really special in this game. Then obviously he goes down, and it felt, and I said it to you at halftime, it just felt like the Pacers and this series, deserve something different than that for what he has given us, for what this team has given us, for what these two teams gave us in this series. We were not able to see that to its conclusion because of Tyrese Halliburton, and they did everything they could. They fought the rest of that half, took the lead at halftime, but eventually the weight of the team that they were playing against ultimately is what took this game over, and their defense was just too much with a team missing its engine.
Pacers, as a result, have now lost both trips to the NBA Finals, the other coming in 2000 against the Lakers. SportsCenter all night, ESPN Radio.
Pacers facing a must-win Game 6 NBA Finals, and maybe without star Tyrese Halliburton.
He is going to be carefully evaluated. Probably will be a game-time decision for Game 6.
I'm a competitor. I want to play. I'm going to do everything in my power to play.
Tyrese Halliburton was dealing with a strained calf, played in that Game 6, and played well in helping the Pacers force Game 7. Rewind a half dozen years. June 2019. Kevin Durant dealing with a calf strain, which he suffered in the Western Conference semifinals. He returned during the NBA Finals in Game 5.
And this could be a turning point in the 2019 Finals. Kevin Durant, a perfect 3 for 3 from three-point land, 11 points, and he comes up lame with 9:46 to go in the second quarter.
Oh, my.
Kevin Durant hit 3 3-pointers, Achilles injury. Tyrese Halliburton hit 3 3-pointers, Achilles injury. His coach, Rick Carlisle.
What happened with Tyrese is just all of our hearts dropped, but he will be back. I don't have any medical information about what may or may not have happened, but he'll be back in time, and I believe he'll make a full recovery. So he authored one of the great individual playoff runs in the history of the NBA with dramatic play after dramatic play. It was just something that no one's ever seen, and did it as one of 17. That's the beautiful thing about him. As great a player as he is, it's always a team thing, and so our hearts go out to him, but so proud of everyone.
Halliburton's injury Sunday night in the NBA Finals, coming off a strained calf, so reminiscent of what happened to Kevin Durant in 2019. Incidentally, Durant's initial calf strain coming in the Western Conference semis against the Houston Rockets. Segue.
Yours, Cole, I'm breaking it to you. Kevin Durant has been traded to the Rockets.
Wow. The West just got better. Alfred Sengun, Kevin Durant, Jabari Smith Jr., and Amin Thompson. They're going to look like the Monstars.
KD, 15-time All-Star, to Houston for a package that includes Jalen Green, Dillon Brooks, the number 10 pick in this year's draft, and 5 second-rounders. Can be formally completed when the new NBA year begins July 6th. ESPN insider Shams Charania.
For the last 24 hours, Miami and Houston were competing against each other to see who would have the best package for Kevin Durant at the end of the day. And what that showed is that at the trade deadline, Kevin Durant was blindsided when he was included in any type of trade talk. But now he was in the driver's seat. He had a voice in this. Him and his business manager and partner, Rich Kleiman, worked with the Suns on his potential destinations. And the Heat made offers, but they never included a full package that had Nikola Jovic, Haywood Highsmith, Jaime Jaquez, and the draft assets necessary, and they wouldn't put Kel'el Ware in. And so from the Rockets' perspective, they gave up a 23-year-old prolific scoring guard as well as a 3-and-D player that fit the Suns' grit and toughness that they want moving forward. But make no mistake, for the Rockets, this is a win-now move around the league. Everyone knows it. This is something that gives them a number one option and allows them to really take a step in the playoffs potentially next season.
Kevin Durant now joining the Houston Rockets. SportsCenter all night, ESPN Radio, NBA title decided on Sunday, and as it turns out, so was the Men's College World Series.
This could be 2 and the game. Dickinson, Milam, and that's it. Tiger Town is Title Town again as the boys bring the 8th World Series title back to the Bayou.
8th championship in program history for LSU. It's a 5-3 win over Coastal Carolina. Carl Ravitch called it on ABC. 8 national titles, second most of any school. USC has a dozen. LSU, the first school to win 2 titles in a 3-year span since South Carolina won back-to-back titles in 2010 and 2011. For Coastal Carolina, head coach Kevin Schnall and first base coach Matt Schilling left early, both ejected in the first.
Oh, my goodness, he just threw Kevin Schnall out of the game. Wow. In the bottom of the first inning, the home plate umpire throws Kevin Schnall out of this game, and down goes an umpire who had come in to get in the middle of things.
First inning in baseball, first quarter in the NBA Finals. Kevin Schnall, first-year head coach after taking over for the retired Gary Gilmore, had not been ejected this season prior to Sunday.
There's 25,000 people there, and I vaguely hear a warning issued. As the head coach, I was assistant for 24 years, and as an assistant, you're almost treated like a second-level citizen, and you can't say a word. Now, as a head coach, I think it is your right to get an explanation of why we got warned. And I'm 48 years old. I shouldn't get shooed by another grown man, right? So when I come out to ask what the warning is, a grown man shooed me. So at that point, I can now hear him say, it was a warning issued for arguing balls and strikes. And at that point, I said, because you missed 3. At that point, ejected. If that warrants an ejection, I'm the first one to stand here like a man and apologize. As an umpire, I feel like it's your job to manage the game, the national championship game, with some poise, some calmness, and a little bit of tolerance.
Grown man maybe should have poise and confidence and calmness not to get tossed in the first inning. The NCAA said Schnall was arguing balls and strikes and given a warning, which you heard him mention. The NCAA said he was ejected when he did not leave immediately. Clinching first. That's next. Sports Center All Night continues. It's ESPN Radio.
In 1979, the first words spoken on ESPN weren't just an announcement.
If you're a fan,
they were a sports prophecy.
Right now, you're standing on the edge of tomorrow.
This fall, the next era of ESPN begins. Sports Forever.
More Sports Center All Night coming up next.
Texting enrolls you into reoccurring automated text messages. Consent not required to purchase. Message and data rates may apply.
Hey, Dan, how you doing? Haven't seen you around the gym.
Yeah, I've really fallen off. Since I turned 40, I just don't get the results I used to get.
Could be lower testosterone. I went through it a while back. I got Nugenix Total T, and it's made a huge difference for me.
I've seen that ad on TV. Is it for real?
Oh, yeah. The key ingredient is something called Tesnor, which helps boost free and total testosterone levels to help you trim up and stay lean.
And it's made a difference for you?
Man, I feel like I'm in my 20s again. At work, in the gym, and in the bedroom.
Are they still giving out complimentary bottles for people to try it for themselves?
Yeah, you just need to send them a text. Text KICK to 42424 right now for your complimentary bottle of Nugenix Total T. Plus, text now and we'll include a bottle of Nugenix Thermo, our most powerful fat incinerator ever, to help you get back into shape fast, absolutely free. Text KICK to 42424. That's KICK to 42424.
Products and statements have not been evaluated by the FDA. These products are not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease or illness.
Hi, I'm Dorina, co-founder of OpenPhone. My dad is a business owner, and growing up, he always kept his ringtone super loud so he'd never miss a customer call. OpenPhone gives your team business phone numbers to call and text all in one shared workspace, and our AI agent answers 24/7 so you never miss a customer. Over 60,000 businesses use OpenPhone. Get 20% off at openphone.com/radio. OpenPhone. No missed calls, no missed customers.
I'm Kiana, and I leveled up my business with Shopify. Once I figured out that Shopify was a thing, I never turned back. I can create a site with my eyes closed. Shopify thinks ahead of us, and it thinks about the customer more than anything. Every day I'm thinking about some other new business, but Shopify is doing it to me because it's so easy to use. It's like I can't stop. I'm addicted.
Start your free trial at Shopify.com.
Here's a question. Have you ever been prescribed a medication? Most likely, yes. Well, what about this question? Did you understand how it worked? The way your medication works in your body shouldn't be a mystery. Learn how Vyvgart, Efgartigimod Alpha FCAB works by visiting Vyvgart.com/MOA. That's VYVGART.com/MOA. Brought to you by argenx.
Adam Schefter here for Vivid Seats, your ultimate destination for all your sports and concert needs this summer. With a game-changing rewards program and an unbeatable selection of tickets, they make it easy for every fan to watch their favorite teams and players in action. Catch every home run and thrilling comeback in person from your favorite seat. Plus, every ticket is backed by a 100% buyer guarantee, giving you peace of mind with every purchase. Visit VividSeats.com or download the app today. Vivid Seats, the official ticketing partner of ESPN.
You're listening to SportsCenter all night on ESPN Radio and on the ESPN app. Now, here's Jay Reynolds.
SportsCenter all night presented by Progressive Insurance. Cars, homes, boats, motorcycles, RVs, and more at Progressive.com. Gold Cup soccer action on Sunday. Group stage wrapping up with the USA beating Haiti 2-1 to clinch first place in Group D, advancing to the knockout stage in every edition of the tournament, all 18 editions. Mexico and Costa Rica play to a 0-0 draw. Mexico finishes top of the group on goal differential. Costa Rica finishes second in the group on goal difference and will face the U.S. in the quarterfinals. Major League Baseball on Sunday, the Sunday night matchup. The battle for first place in the NL East, Phillies, Mets. New York starting David Peterson, who saw something he hasn't seen in 2 years.
1-2. Swinging a fly ball, well hit. Deep center field. Taylor is back at the warning track. He reaches the wall and the ball keeps going. It's a home run for Kyle Schwarber. His team leading 24th long ball of the year. Scoreless no more here in South Philly. Nick Castellanos, right-handed batter, hits one hard down the left field line. A fair ball. It takes 3 hops and bounces at the 334 marker. Castellanos into second base. It's a one-out double for the Phillies. The 3-2 pitch is low. So 3 of the first 4 Phillies have reached here. Castellanos at second, Realmuto at first, 2-2 to Kemp. Hit on the ground, off of Lindor's glove and into left field. The deflection allows Castellanos time to come around third and score. And it's 2-0 Philadelphia. And now Sosa with a drive right center field. This is deep, and this ball is out of here. A 3-run home run for Edmundo Sosa. And the Phillies lead the Mets 5-0 here in the bottom of the 4th inning. David Peterson had gone 6 straight starts without giving up a home run, the longest stretch of his career. And the Phillies have broken it open in the 4th inning.
4 innings, 6 hits, 5 earned runs. First time he's allowed at least 5 earned runs in a start since May of 2023. Phillies go on to a 7-1 win, 10-3 now in their last 13 games, outscoring their opponents 72-46 in that span. The game was here on ESPN Radio. Mike Cousins, Doug Glanville have the call. Mike?
Thank you, Jay. The story of the 3-game series for the Mets and the Phillies over the weekend was blowout wins. Philadelphia got 2 of 3 Sunday night by a final score of 7-1. They got a huge 4th inning, 5 runs on the board, a solo home run from Kyle Schwarber, a 3-run blast from Edmundo Sosa, and on the mound, Jesus Luzardo dealt a gem. 6 2/3. He struck out 7. He came in with a 10.65 ERA over his last 5 starts. And if this was your first time watching him pitch, you'd never have any idea how turbulent his recent outings were. Phillies with the win take sole possession of first place in the National League East.
Yeah, this was a complete victory for the Phillies. You talk about everything you want. You want the quality start to go deep into the ball game, give your bullpen either a rest or set them up perfectly. You get the big hit, the timely hit. You have the role player that comes in, Edmundo Sosa, gets 3 hits, the big 3-run home run. You knock out, really, who's been an ace for David Peterson. You find a way to get to him as he was cruising. That's hard to do, to change that momentum. So the contributions were up and down the lineup. Schwarber gets the big home run as well. So they found a way to show all their skills. And the Mets, this is a team that's tough to hit home runs off. They have the lowest home run rate in baseball. And they found a way to get 2 in 1 inning, and one was really devastating, that 3-run by Sosa.
David Peterson had come in with a 2.60 ERA, 4th among qualified starters in the National League. Mets do have some questions about their starting rotation. Kodai Senga, Tylor Megill are on the injured list. Hoping to get a couple guys back real soon, as early as Tuesday. But it does not get easier for them here, as they will start a 4-game series on Monday against the Atlanta Braves. Phillies have a day off before they face 3 on the road against the Astros.
Well, they have the barometer, the measure against each other. They've kind of, all right, they know where they stand. They're atop the division together, and it's been back and forth. But it's also been a story of streaks this season with the NL East. The Braves started off 0-7. They had another bad run. So they're trying to find that consistency where those downs aren't as low for both of these teams, because that could be a huge problem when the timing is wrong when that happens.
So in this highly anticipated 3-game weekend series, the Phillies won 10-2 on Friday. The Mets hit 7 solo home runs on Saturday. They won 11-4. And the Phillies got power and pitching on Sunday night, and they defeat the New York Mets to take the 3-game series, a final score of 7-1. For Doug Glanville, I'm Mike Cousins, right here on your home for every game of the postseason, Major League Baseball on ESPN Radio and the ESPN app. Now let's go back to Jay Reynolds in the studio.
All right, Mike, and the Mets are now 1-8 in their last 9. Padres and Royals, their game came down to the final at-bat.
All 4 infielders are drawn in. The 0-2 pitch, and Iglesias swings, hits it up the middle. To his left, Witt has it, jump throw home, not in time! Arise scores, and the ball game is over. How about Jose? Iglesias brings home the winning run in the bottom of the 9th inning as the Padres take the rubber game in walk-off fashion, 3-2 against the Royals.
He drove in all 3 runs in the 3-2 win. Drove in all 3 runs in a game he didn't start. Padres get their 3rd walk-off win this season. They were number 1 all year, but 0 is the number of note. That's next. SportsCenter All Night continues. It's ESPN Radio.
What's up, kiddos? Clinton Yates here. Coming up on Monday, the Thunder beat the Pacers and win their first NBA title in franchise history. We'll break it all down and more on Monday. That's Clinton and Friends at 10 a.m. Eastern on ESPN Radio and the ESPN app.
We all hear the radio ads about the IRS. They tell you to be afraid, to be scared, and they try to frighten you into calling. I'm not here to do that. Tax Relief Advocates is different. TRA is here to tell you that if you owe money to the IRS, whether it's $5,000, $50,000, or $500,000, we have a solution. It doesn't matter if you're sitting in your car, at work, or with your kids. No matter where you are, call now. 800-575-6759. Don't lose hope. TRA can eliminate or reduce what you owe to the IRS. Generous programs are now available that can give you a fresh start. Our passion is taxes and helping individuals fix their IRS problems. We have over 1,000 5-star reviews on Google and an A+ with the Better Business Bureau. You don't need to be afraid of the IRS any longer. End your tax nightmare today by visiting us online at TRA.com or call 800-575-6759. That's 800-575-6759. Tax Relief Advocates. Real solutions for real people.
Harry Douglas here. When you're on a business trip, you know what goes completely off the rails? Your workout routine, folks. Especially when you book a hotel that doesn't have a gym. Then you have to squeeze in between the desk and your bed, eke out 2 push-ups, and call it a day. If you just stay at La Quinta by Wyndham, you'll discover there's a fully equipped fitness center at every location. Now you can wake up and do some weightlifting to prepare you to carry your team on your back all day long. Tonight, La Quinta, tomorrow you shine. Book direct at LQ.com.
Tommy John keeps you cool all summer long. From underwear to polos, their breathable fabric stops sweat before it happens. When you wear Tommy John, you're comfortable and confident, so you can do everything better. Tommy John's premium innovations ensure the perfect fit with zero distractions, like their lightweight breathable fabrics that keep you 2 to 3 times cooler and dry 4 to 5 times faster than regular cotton. With over 30 million pairs sold and thousands of 5-star reviews, guys everywhere elevate their game with Tommy John. That's why Tommy John doesn't have customers. They have fanatics, like this fan who raves. I don't know what kind of magic voodoo science they put into the design, but somehow it breathes even on the hottest, sweatiest days. Invest in your comfort worry-free thanks to Tommy John's best pair you'll ever wear or its free guarantee. Get 25% off your first order right now at TommyJohn.com/stream. Save 25% for a limited time at TommyJohn.com/stream. See site for details.
On June 24th, Ironheart arrives on Disney+.
Riri, what is going on with you?
From Marvel Television and executive producer Ryan Coogler.
After my internship in Wakanda, I wanted to build something undeniable, but now I'm in trouble.
Don't miss the 6-episode event.
I joined a crew of criminals, and now I'm about to get killed by a deranged man in a cape.
Be the first to experience the all-new series.
You've bitten off a hell of a lot more than you can chew. I could chew a lot.
Marvel Television's Ironheart, streaming June 24th, only on Disney+.
You're listening to Sports Center all night on ESPN Radio and on the ESPN app. Now, here's Jay Reynolds.
Sports Center all night, taking you to 6 o'clock Eastern time. Evan, Canty, Michelle, unsportsmanlike each weekday morning, 6 to 10 Eastern time.
Half-hour headlines on Sports Center all night.
LSU captures the college baseball title with their win over Coastal in Game 2 on Sunday. Pacers, a huge loss with an Achilles injury to Tyrese Halliburton. Thunder with a huge win.
And that's it. The first title of the OKC era is complete. One of the youngest rosters in recent memory has just completed one of the finest seasons in NBA history. The Oklahoma City Thunder have their first championship, and they're the 2025 NBA champions.
Thunder 103-91, a game that Oklahoma City led by as much as 22. And it was a game that had a massive change midway through the first. There had been 8 torn Achilles over the course of the NBA season. In the postseason, we saw Damian Lillard suffer an Achilles. He wears number 0. We saw Jason Tatum go down with an Achilles. He wears number 0. Game 7 Sunday, Pacers number 0.
Nembhard drives right down the middle. Into the corner it goes. Obi Toppin in the game. Gives it to Halliburton, who fell down. And he's smacking the turf, and I hope he's all right. On the other end, Shai Gilgeous-Alexander to Jalen Williams for the dunk. And more importantly, Tyrese Halliburton stumbled again like we saw in Game 5 here, but this time he is smacking the court, and that is not a good sign, still laying on his stomach.
No, and he fell on his own, which is a worse sign.
Needed assistance to leave the court. His dad told Lisa Salters during the game that it was an Achilles. Pacers lose him in the first, wind up losing the game by a dozen. Thunder celebrate in OKC. ESPN insider Brian Windhorst.
I'm going to have a complicated memory of tonight. This is an organic championship for the Thunder. They built this team from scratch. They were down to nothing. They drafted these guys. They developed these guys. Nobody forced their way here via trade. Nobody, they didn't win the lottery. They did this through grit and hard work. They were great from the first moment, the day of the season. They earned this thing all the way through. They are a pure champion, doing it for the first time. Even if they win 2 or 3 more championships with this group, nothing will feel as pure as this. And yet, I feel sick. And I'm not recovered from seeing the slow motion of his calf. And even they won the game in the third quarter with a classic Thunder run.
That's what they do.
With turnovers and the flurry and everything. But as the fourth quarter is happening, and I'm watching the Thunder go through this dry spell, and the Pacers get the lead, I think, to 9 or whatever. 10. I'm thinking if they had Halliburton, that this is going to go down to it. I just feel sick about it. I hate when anybody puts an asterisk on this, because this is a celebration not only of tonight, but of the full season, the full build, and everything like that. And I really want to put a hard period into the paragraph. But this is one, I don't know in 23 years if I've ever felt more personally affected by seeing something on the court.
Why do you think that is?
The Durant injury was terrible. Durant was a two-time champion. He was a two-time champion. He had gone to the mountaintop. Paul George, I was in Vegas that night when Paul George. I felt horrible about that. He was able to recover. I was in the building this year when Tatum got hurt. I was in the building for all of those. I felt different about this. This was visceral.
Yeah.
This was visceral. In all honesty, the air came out of the building. The Thunder's intensity level dropped. First off, I just feel terrible for Tyrese and his family, because he knew in that exact moment, he's saying no, because he knew exactly what happened.
Yep.
He looks behind him for the person that kicked him, like we hear from everybody that this happens to, and he knows what happens, and he can't believe this risk. He is tasting his moment. He has hit 3 3-pointers. They've got the lead. He is having the moment of his life, and it comes with the worst moment of his life because of the risk that he's taken. And so it's absolutely gutting. And I can't get past it right now. I'm not over it as somebody who watches the game. I have no skin in the game, and I can't get over it right now. The whole rest of the first half, my stomach is in knots. I've never felt that way about watching a game before. So I have a very mixed feeling about this, and I don't want to take anything away from the Thunder. They need to be celebrated. They deserve to be celebrated.
Thunder earning their first title since moving to Oklahoma City for 2008. This season, 84 wins overall, including the playoffs. Tied for third all time. The guys who called it here on ESPN Radio, our crew, Mark Kestisher, PJ Carlesimo, back to OKC. Mark?
Jay, thank you very much. Really unfortunate. Tyrese Halliburton, who was dealing with a strained right calf, went down in the first quarter. His father, John, who was here, told our Lisa Salters at halftime it was an Achilles injury. And yet, PJ, Indiana led by 1 at halftime, and then Oklahoma City did what they did all season. They turn you over, they score points, got a double-digit lead, and it's a championship here for the Thunder.
Yeah, absolutely incredible third quarter, 34-20, and as you said, they turn you over. They forced 8 Pacer turnovers, led to 18 points. Meantime, do they value the ball? It's a unique combination. They're number one themselves in fewest turnovers offensively. They force the most turnovers. Perfect example, the third quarter. No turnovers, 34 points for OKC, and they never look back. Where do you go? SGA, historic MVP year. Jalen Williams would be the MVP on a lot of other teams. Sam Presti, incredible job putting this franchise together. Clay Bennett, the vision he had, believing in Sam Presti, and both of them believing in Mark Daigneault. You cannot do a better coaching job than that young guy did this year with his OKC Thunder.
Second youngest championship team in NBA Finals history. The 77 Blazers were the only ones younger. And I know you'd love to win it in a sweep or in 5 games, but it's almost sweeter to get tested along the way. They had to play 2 Game 7s. They routed Denver here in Game 7 5 weeks ago, and tonight trailed at halftime. Indiana pushed them, but that's an incredible performance for a young team, less than average, 26 years of age.
Well, there were 2 big questions we heard so often coming into the series. Are they too young to win? And they haven't played enough close games. They haven't had clutch games, they call it in the league. And guess what? They did. 7 games with Denver, 7 games with Indiana. They learned. Mark Daigneault called it the wisdom they acquire as they went through it. They learned how to deal with close games. They learned how to bounce back. I'm telling you what, their Game 3 loss in Minnesota and their Game 6 loss in Indiana are about as bad losses as you can absorb. They're the only team that's ever lost a game by 40 points in the playoffs, and they won a championship. What an amazingly resilient, confident, and excellent and most worthy NBA championship team.
And a note on the way out, Tyrese Halliburton, that's a really tough injury on the last game of the season. Rick Carlisle did a masterful job in these playoffs. He had to beat Milwaukee. Cleveland was the number 1 seed in the East. the Knicks, who were favored, and of course that great Game 1 comeback. And if you include Oklahoma City, their 4 opponents had 231 combined wins, and they took it right to the end.
Yeah, and one little last bouquet to Pascal Siakam. 16 straight 15-plus games. What a difference he's made since he came to Indianapolis. And just as we said, this young Thunder team is not going anywhere. This almost as young Pacer team, and hopefully a healthy Pacer team in the future with Tyrese Halliburton, they will be back.
First championship in the OKC era. Took 7 games. They outlast the Pacers in Game 7. Final score, Thunder 103, Indiana 91. The Oklahoma City Thunder are the NBA champs for 2025. Now for PJ Carlesimo, I'm Mark Kestisher, right here on your home for the NBA Finals, ESPN Radio and the ESPN app. Now let's go back to our pal Jay Reynolds in the studio.
All right, Mark, tremendous job all season as per usual. Thunder 19-2 following a loss. This season, they are the champions. One of 2 champions that were crowned on Sunday. SportsCenter all night, ESPN Radio. College baseball had one too, but...
Oh my goodness, he just threw Kevin Schnall out of the game. Wow. In the bottom of the first inning, the home plate umpire throws Kevin Schnall out of this game, and down goes an umpire who had come in to get in the middle of things.
Carl Ravitch called it on ABC. LSU wins the College World Series, taking the first 2 in the best of 3. Coastal Carolina seeing their head coach and first base coach tossed in the bottom of the first. Our analysts, David DeLucci and Todd Walker.
People love to say that when your coach gets ejected, like you're going to get all this energy and you're going to get after it. I think it has the negative effect on you. When you say, I'm going to run through a brick wall in golf or in baseball, you can't use that energy. You got to stay calm, under control, consistent. And, Kevin Schnall getting thrown out in the first inning, I don't know that did a whole lot for Coastal. In fact, it probably had a negative effect. I thought it was a little too intense. Now it's a national championship. I get it. But you have to stay under control. Kevin Schnall had obviously been upset about prior pitches, and on the steal with the slider, a little high, but not a lot, and he lost his mind, left the dugout, and that's why he got ejected.
Coastal Carolina, 3 runs in 2 games, tied for the 4th fewest by any teams in the College World Series Finals. 0 for 12 with runners in scoring position in the finals. LSU takes the championship. Back to Major League Baseball and some lively bats for L.A.
2-2 the count. The stretch by Ferrer. He kicks, fires. And Max swings, drills one deep left center field. This ball heading back to the wall. This ball is gone! It's a grand slam! Maxwell swinging the silver hammer, flips the score, and the Dodgers now lead it 4-3. That's the first grand slam hit by a Dodger this season. He swings, hits a drive, deep right center. Way back it goes. He's done it again. Max Muncy with a home run. A 3-run shot. And the Dodgers have opened this game wide. It is now 11-3. Muncy with 7 RBIs today.
2 homers, 11 on the season, 7 RBI. As the Dodgers beat the Nationals 13-7, AM 570 LA Sports. Nationals bullpen allowing 10 runs, their most in a game this season. Dodgers scoring all 13 runs in the 6th inning or later. Giants and Red Sox spent the weekend together. Rafael Devers seeing his former teammates finish the 3-game series against his former team 2 for 12. Giants, though, had his back.
Yavs drives it down the right field line. The 0-1. Ramos drives one down the right field line. Anthony's not going to get it. One hop into the second archway. Yastrzemski scores. Here comes Devers around third. And the Red Sox will not make a throw home. Devers scores into second. Ramos with a double. And it's 8-5 Giants.
Giants would go on to a 9-5 win. KNBR with the call. Mike Yastrzemski snapping a 42-game streak without a home run. Red Sox, meanwhile, consecutive losses for the first time since the beginning of June against the Angels. Yankees and Orioles, they were decided in the 8th.
The pitch, swung on and driven deep to the gap in right center field. That ball has one hop off the fence. It hits right above the 385 sign. coming around his race. They're waving Paulie home. Here's the throw to the plate, and Divey's in there. Paul Goldschmidt scores from first base for the Yankees. Get a couple on the double and taking third on the throw by Jazz Chisholm.
UFAN with the call. Yankees trailed 2-1 in the eighth. They go on to a 4-2 win over the Orioles' third win this season when trailing in the eighth inning or later. Sports Center all night, ESPN Radio. Could they actually break 40 this season?
Mickey is struck out and fly to right. This one down the right field line. Gone! Hit the top of the scoreboard and bounced over. Touch him all time. Mickey Moniak, a 3-run homer. And the Rockies have a 4-2 lead.
850 KOA. Rockies a 4-2 win over the Diamondbacks. Colorado currently on pace for 37 wins this season. Tigers are already on 49.
The 0-2 swinging a fly ball, right field, deep, going back low at the fence, jumping up, gone, a home run! Wentzel Perez again from the right side. Big 2-run home run here in the seventh. The Tigers take a 3-1 lead.
97 the ticket. Tigers a 9-3 win over the Rays. Win number 49 for Detroit, snapping a 3-game losing streak, tied for the longest losing streak this season. They scored 6 in the top of the ninth, tied for the third most in a single inning this season. Marlins a 5-3 win over the Braves, their first series win against the Braves since September of 2023. If you like home runs, Mariners and Cubs turned out to be a good series for you this weekend.
Pitch on the way to Cal, swinging a drive deep into right center field. And Crow Armstrong going back, looking up, and goodbye baseball. He keeps doing it. Cal Raleigh with another home run, number 31 on the season. And it's now the Mariners 2 and the Cubbies nothing.
Dom Canzone has had a great day. He's 2 for 2 with a homer. Here's the pitch to him. Swung on, hit high, deep, towards the pole, right field. It's back, and it is gone! Dom Canzone, his second home run of the day. Dom has gone yard. The Mariners have homered 4 times, and the M's extend the lead at 6-4.
Seattle Sports 7:10 a.m. Mariners a 14-6 win over the Cubs. The teams combined to hit 21 homers in the 3-game series. Mariners had 10, Cubs had 11. Mariners hitting a season-high 5 on Sunday en route to the win. Straight ahead, Aces for the Fever? We'll see. Sports Center all night continues at ESPN Radio.